The Iranian general replacing the now deceased Soleimani is vowing to avenge his death. On Sunday, our Secretary of State Mike Pompeo was asked about retaliation from Iran. Here's what he told Chuck Todd.
It may be that there's a little noise here in the interim that the Iranians make the choice to respond. I hope that they don't. President Trump has made clear what we will do in response if they do, that our response will be decisive and vigorous, just as it has been so far.
There is also growing concern over possible Iran cyber attacks, and in part because they're good at it. The chief of cybersecurity at the Department of Homeland Security warned Americans today to brush up on Iranian hacking techniques. The Washington Post underscored that the Iranians have very capable hackers at their disposal. They report Soleimani's death at the hands of the U.S., quote, threatens to unleash a fully unshackled Iranian response. Analysts and former U.S. officials warned. They said a variety of potential cyber attacks, possibly in conjunction with more traditional forms of lethal action, would be well within the digital arsenal. Back with us again tonight, two critically important guests, retired four-star U.S. Army General Barry McCaffrey, a decorated combat veteran of Vietnam, and notably a former battlefield commander in the Persian Gulf, and Frank Figliuzzi, former FBI Assistant Director for Counterintelligence. Welcome to you both, gentlemen. Happy New Year to you. And General, I'd like to begin with you. What happens when you hear about a country like Iraq, which under the you break it, you buy it policy, we broke and we bought. And now when you hear we are working up sanctions against Iraq, how do you respond?
With disbelief. You know, we're in a bizarre world. The interview with Trump and some of his closest associates, in which he basically, in a fit of bluster, talked about refusing to leave Iraq if they told us to go until they paid for the Air Force base. We talked about hitting 52 targets, one for each hostage. This kind of stuff being manufactured inside a small group in the White House. This never came out of the JCS. A lot of it's illegal. Most of it's stupid. It's embarrassing for the President of the United States to be saying it. But look, hitting Soleimani, a legitimate target, was an option that could have been examined. He's been leading an attack on U.S. forces and killed tens of thousands of people in the Middle East. The problem was when you analyze it for about 10 minutes and you say, you know, we're going to kill this guy at the Baghdad airport along with a Shiite senior leader, the president's going to immediately take personal responsibility for it, proudly tweeting out an American flag. What do you think was going to happen? We restarted the nuke program in Iran. We solidified their Iranian leadership. We destabilized Iraq. This was a ill-thought-out, impulsive, and stupid move.
And yet, Frank Figliuzzi, our president and our Secretary of State, say we are safer because of it. What do you say?
Well, I say I think we're at greater risk right now. And here's the thing. We don't quite understand the risk. The president, through his tweets and statements, seems almost singularly focused on conventional, traditional warfare. He keeps talking about the number of missiles, the number of missile sites he has in his mind. But there's a new battlefield out there, and Iran has, over the last several years, given us a sneak preview of what they're capable of doing on the new battlefield. That new battlefield is cyber. And look, over the last several years, we've seen things like the Iranian government taken over the command and control system for a dam in New York State. We've seen them hit finance and banking. We've seen them all over our social media. Talk to folks at Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. They'll all tell you they've had to remove Iranian government accounts and operations from their platforms. So are we about to see kind of the new face of warfare that we may or may not be ready for, and we may not have plans in place to understand in equal and opposite reaction to whatever they do? But our daily lives are controlled by digitalized, automated, electronic transactions. Whether you're hitting an ATM, you're pumping gas at the gas station, you're using your GPS, or you're stopping at a traffic light, you're dependent highly on computers and cyber. And Iran has shown us that they can get in there and mess with us.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.